Hi guys, this is Cat Diaries Kushna's turn up. I am so excited to start this new chapter with you guys. I've been very excited to start my YouTube channel and I've been thinking about it for a very long time. Now the reason to start this channel is to have a better connect with you guys. I absolutely would love to share far more with you guys, build a community on a platform where I can talk more. And you know my love for chatting. I absolutely love chatting with you guys. So I wanted to start the channel with a video which was one of the most asked videos on my Instagram, which is about my watches and my luxury watches. Now these I've acquired over a period of years. There is a story behind each and every one of these watches. Also, there were milestones in my life and I bought each of these watches, and hence I wanted to start this channel with this particular video. So I'm going to take you through my 5 current favorite watches that I cannot get enough of. Also, the last one is my go-to watch and also the most economical watch that you can start your watch to. So starting with my monogram Rolex Jubilee dial. Now this one is my go-to watch for every occasion, literally. I absolutely love this watch. There's definitely a story behind this one. This is a watch I gifted to my husband when we got married. Years later, when he stopped wearing it because he had so many watches, I one day decided to kind of remove the links and took this watch and have started using it ever since and never looked back. So fun fact about your watches, and something I discovered before the lockdown, was that you can literally take your husband's watch and if he's not wearing it, all you need to do is take it to the watchmaker. They will remove the links, size it to you, and then it becomes your watch. Now I've done this to several one of Ashton's watches. Also because I love wearing men's size watches. I actually don't like wearing the female size watches anymore. This is another reason why I've done this. A little bit about the brand Rolex. Now this is, when we bought it 23 years ago, it wasn't as coveted as it's become today. Today you can't even go into a Rolex showroom and buy a watch because they're always, you have to pre-book these watches. You can't just walk into a Rolex store and buy a watch anymore. There's also a premium on these watches. So I feel like the appreciation of this watch is just insane. Now mine is the Oyster Perpetual Datejust, and it's also an automatic watch. Now the difference between a battery operated and an automatic watch is that you need to wind an automatic watch, and the battery operated works on a battery. So an automatic watch, if it's not on your hand and with your wrist movements, it will stop working. So you need to, every time you put it into the cupboard and you remove it after a certain period of time, you will have to wind it and set the time again. Another fact can I say to you all is that I never wind my watches. My watches are literally like an accessory piece, not like a tight piece. It's something that matches my outfits and literally is an accessory or a jewelry piece too. Now this silver and gold Rolex is something that I wear more with my formal occasions, but because it's such a classic piece, it will work beautifully even with a white shirt and denim combination. It's a watch that just always works and never goes out of style. So the next watch has to be my Cartier Santos. Now this is a lesser known of the Cartier watches, and I get a lot of questions on this watch. Maybe that is the reason why. It's a silver and gold strap again. It's got a little bit of gold on the dial. It's got blue sword hands, and it's also got Roman numeral as numbers, and it's an automatic watch. Now this watch was given by Ashton to me on our anniversary. It's a precious watch to me. So fun fact about this watch, in 1904, Louis Cartier, which is the founder of this brand, made this watch for his friend who is Brazilian and a pilot. And this is how the first pilot watch came into making. Over the years, this watch has gone through many evolutions, and there have been many different facets of the watch that have changed, but the basic design of the watch has always stayed the same. I absolutely love men's size watches because they always look very chic on a woman's hand. So this is a watch because of its silver strap. I love wearing it with my silver jewelry. It's my go-to watch actually for the daytime. It instantly adds chic. I also like the gold detailing because then you can mix your metals. And over a period of time, I've realized that it's fun to mix your metals because who decides anything in fashion? It's all about mixing and matching things and making things work that works for you. Another thing to keep in mind when you're buying luxury watches is what is the brand, whether it's automatic or it's battery operated. An automatic watch is a more coveted watch. So you would want to choose that over a battery operated. Something I definitely see myself buying in the future. It's a Cartier Panthère watch. Now this is an all gold watch. I don't have any all gold watches. There's something about this watch that I've always wanted, and maybe there is some sentimental value. Maybe on my 50th birthday, I might just get that watch. So the next watch is the Serpentine. Now this watch has to be a watch that I've wanted for the longest time. Finally, it was gifted to me on my 40th birthday. It truly is a watch I have wanted forever, and with a very good reason, because as soon as you put it on your wrist, I just feel it's definitely a conversation starter. Now mine is the double coil. You can get coils up to 5. You could even do a single coil. You get silver and gold combination of the bracelet. You get full gold bracelets as well. There are lots of variations to this. It's a very iconic Bulgari design, which is the snake design. It's evolved over the period of years. This is the new shape. I absolutely love this watch. This watch usually is worn by me when I go out to weddings or really, really fancy dressed up events. That this is the watch I always wear. So this watch, like I said, was bought 7 to 8 years back. But this one I've had for the longest time. Another Bulgari watch. It's actually the watch I acquired before my Rolex. Sorry to kind of digress. This is not a watch we were going to talk about, but I just thought it was very interesting. Now, this watch was bought literally 2 years into my marriage. So we are talking 21 years back. This one was bought in Hong Kong. The snake was bought in Mumbai from Rose Watches. They are exclusive distributors for this brand. They were also so well priced. And I'm saying that I'm an extremely discernible buyer. I definitely reference what watch, what country is it the cheapest in, what is my value that I will get for that particular piece, because these watches are very high value. So you definitely don't want to compromise where you're buying them from. Different watches have been bought from different parts of the world, which is all good as well. So the next one is the battery operated Omega Constellation. Now this one is my absolute go-to watch. Without even thinking about it, I literally reach out to this watch all the time. This actually was my father-in-law's watch, and he wasn't wearing it. So I've removed the links of this watch and I've taken it over, and I cannot tell you the wear I've got out of this watch. It's absolutely insane. Now, a story about my journey with Omega Constellation. Before I got married, I bought my first Omega Constellation, which is like his ladies size. I think it's the smallest dial. Very pretty, worn by Tia now. A lot of my watches, the smaller ladies dials, are all worn by my Tia, and she absolutely loves them. The fact that these are hereditary pieces that you pass down for generations and generations, and they only increase in value, is something that you definitely need to keep in mind. This is another constellation which I bought way before my marriage. Because of its silver facade and the diamonds, I used to wear it out at night for more dressed up occasions, or with my saris and my Indian clothes. Another watch that I haven't worn in very, very long, but I think I might just start wearing it. It's so cool. So like I was saying about this Omega watch, it's silver and gold, it's stainless steel and gold. This watch is also one of those cheaper watches that I started my watch journey with. Actually, it wasn't a watch that I started with, but it's a watch that you can acquire when you're trying to start small. Then this definitely is a brand that you must look at. They have fabulous watches. It's a watchmaker's brand. Love the Omega. Okay, so I wanted to end this video with a watch that has sentimental value, a watch that I was forced to buy. This is a watch that I bought for my Zavre's Navjot. Now, when we Parsis do a Navjot ceremony for the kids, this happens between the age group of 6 to 9, 10. Zavre was around, I think, 8 when we did this Navjot, and when we were traveling to Germany. This is a watch that everybody in the family forced me to buy. I actually wanted to buy the Bulgari, but I was told not to. And this is the watch that I was forced to buy. Little did I know at that point that this is an absolute collector's item. And with good reason. We come from a family which is everybody's Parsi, and Parsis absolutely love their watches. They're passionate. We pass watches down to each other. So this one is the Reverso, the Jaeger Reverso. Now the story behind this Reverso is also so fun. This actually watch was made for the polo players, because when you wear a watch and you play polo, the stick might hit your watch and it will damage your watch. So when you play a sport, this watch needs to be reversed, and then it's just a metal and it will not destroy the watch. This is the story behind the Reverso. Again, it is changed shapes, diamonds were added. It's got a leather strap. I actually want to change my leather strap now and make it a little more fun. And at that point, I want a white specifically to match my sari. In hindsight, I feel like I would probably go with an emerald green because it's such a rich color, or even a red. Very fun. It's the only leather strap watch that I have in my luxury collection. This is a sentimental watch. I don't reach out for it lots, mainly because I'm scared about the leather white strap, and which is also one of the reasons why I want to change it and make it into something darker, more wearable. So another thing about this watch, it's the most unusual shape in my collection because it's rectangular. It's got 60 diamonds. It's got a steel body, but it also has a little bit of gold. And hence this watch is something you will wear in the daytime or even the night. Another trivia about this watch. This watch was actually made in India, specifically for the polo players and the Maharajas at that point. And it's an iconic watch. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was so much fun. I love chatting with you guys. Also, every watch signifies some really important milestone and an achievement in my life. It also kind of reminds me of that particular moment in my life, the reason behind buying that watch. It's very special to me. Let me know in the comments below which one of these is your favorite, or if you're looking to buy a watch, which one would you like to acquire first? I had lots of fun. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, press the bell icon, and leave a comment.